Hi team, I'm Samantha Suter and I'm a Silver Ambassador working my way to gold. Today's team training is over social media tips. The first part of the training will be some tips on your social media posts, and the second half will be a short tutorial on how to schedule your post. So let's get started on a few tips on your social media posts. I think these tips can help whether you're using Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, or others. First off, if you're not posting about Plexus and your journey on social media, what are you waiting for? Get started today. You want to make sure your friends and family know that you are doing Plexus, or you just may miss out on a customer or your next rockstar business partner. You should be posting 1 to 2 Plexus posts a day. They can be about your personal health testimony, before and after pictures, how you feel, your business testimony, how you're making new friends or reconnecting with old friends. You can also use other people's health and business testimonies, and so on. You also want to make sure that you're keeping your posts balanced. What I mean by this is that you should also have a personal post about yourself and your family that are not Plexus related. You don't want your profile to just have Plexus on every post, or people will start unfollowing you. You need to make sure you're keeping your friends interested in you, because they want to hear about what's going on in your life too, not just Plexus. So let's talk about your Plexus posts in a little more detail. Keep your posts as personal as possible. You want your personal posts to read somewhat like a journal of your journey. Here are a few examples. You can say, I still can't believe that I haven't had a soda in over a year. Thank you, Plexus. Or, wow, I love that I can get a good night's sleep now that Plexus is in my life. Another is, I'm no longer falling asleep on the couch every night. Love my Plexus energy. One I recently posted was a picture of a stack of my shorts from last summer that are too big. Remember that personal posts connect more with your friends than others. Getting back to the tips. Stay away from the salesy posts as much as possible. Some leaders have said to read your post out loud to yourself, and if it sounds like an ad, then change the wording up. Refrain from saying things like, message me or contact me. Your friends know that you're doing Plexus, and they'll know to reach out to you when they're ready. So no need to say, message me, contact me. I like to make all of my Plexus posts public, and the reason I do this is that so more people have the potential to see my posts. For example, if I have a friend that likes my post, it may show up in their friend's news feed, and if my post was private or for my friends only, they wouldn't be able to see it. You never know who's going to click on your profile and see your posts. Also, if you use hashtags, you can search on a particular hashtag and see all public posts that have that hashtag. If your post is private, it's not going to show up. Again, you really never know who may see your post and reach out to you. So speaking of hashtags, I like to use them to draw people in. Hashtags tend to catch people's eye more than your status sometimes when they're scrolling through their newsfeed. Also, sometimes I don't want to always say, thank you, Plexus, for the energy, but I may post a Plexus energy hashtag or blessed by Plexus. So use those. Another topic I want to go over is other Plexus people's posts that you see and like, other ambassadors. If you see a fellow ambassador post a good testimony or picture, don't comment and ask if you can share. That ruins the emotion people get when they're reading their post and then see your comment. It's pretty much known in Plexus that you can share any post that you see. If you feel like you're unsure of that, you should always you can private message that person, just to be sure. But really, there's not a need. Also, be sure you're very selective when using the share feature on Facebook. This should be used very rarely, if at all. Copy and paste the picture and testimony and create your own post. It's easier to copy and paste when you're in a web browser on your computer or on your phone, not the Facebook app. Don't forget that your phones do actually have the internet. On an iPhone, it's Safari. If you don't have time to copy and paste right at that moment, what I like to do is take a screenshot so that you can remember to post later. So then what I do later is when I'm trying to schedule my post, or I'm trying to find something I want to post, I can go into my screenshots of somebody's post that I liked and change it up and go from there. So before we get into the tutorial, the last thing I wanted to go over was engaging your audience. You can do this by posting call to action posts. And some of the examples of call to action posts can be something like, hey, I'm looking for some new crock pot recipes. Any ideas? A fun one I did not too long ago was, where did you and your spouse meet? That created a lot of interest, and it was fun. Another one is, help, I'm going to Phoenix next month. I need recommendations for restaurants downtown. There's a lot of ways you can engage people that are not Plexus related. So use that. The reason you want to engage your friends is so you show up in their newsfeed. If they like or comment on your posts, the more likely your post will show up in their newsfeed. You should also try to stay engaged on your friends' posts by commenting and liking their post, or posting on their page when it's their birthday, for example. Also, one thing to remember is to keep your profile positive. For example, if you're feeling sick or you're going through some problems with someone else, don't air that all over your page. I'm not saying to lie or to hide the truth, but think about the perception you'll get from your audience if you continue to post negatively. You know, we all have that person on our friends list who's always complaining or always airing their dirty laundry all over their page. Think about it. Would you really want to do business with them? Just remember that Plexus is network marketing, and you want to engage your network positively. Keep posting daily and building those relationships. Don't get discouraged if your posts don't get a lot of likes or comments, but believe me, people are watching. Next, we're going to go over scheduling your posts using a tool like Buffer or Hootsuite. We all have busy lives, and if we can ensure that we have one post scheduled a day, that can be a huge help. You may not need to use it every day, but know that there are tools to help you. Most are free with some limitations. The tool we're going to use today is called Buffer. You can access it through a web browser or through an app on your phone. We're just going to go over the website today. The website is buffer.com. So you may be thinking, what is Buffer? Buffer is a social media sharing scheduler. It allows you to queue your posts up and schedule when they'll be posted. With this feature, it helps so you don't bombard all posts at once, but at the scheduled timings. It works with Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, and Pinterest. I found personally that it's most user-friendly when using Google Chrome. It's a free tool, but you can upgrade for a small monthly fee if you need. You can have 10 posts queued up with the free version, and you can monitor how many likes or comments you're getting on each post. Within each post, you can also add one picture and include any links or websites or videos. Let's go ahead and move into the tutorial on how to manage Buffer. First and foremost, you will need to set up a user account with Buffer. Go to buffer.com and create an account. I'm going to go ahead and get logged into mine. I always recommend using Google Chrome, as there's an extension that's a great shortcut when using Buffer that we'll go over. I'll go ahead and go to my account. After you've created an account, you'll want to connect a social media site or sites to Buffer. You can do so by using the plus sign on the left. I'll go ahead and show you how to connect Twitter to my account because right now I already have Facebook connected. So you'll click on the plus sign, choose the social media network that you want to connect. Next, you will enter your username and password for that social media site. And authorize the app. This means that Buffer is now going to be allowed to authorize the use of my Twitter. Bear with me. All right, so If you see this redirecting, that means it worked. And then now on the left, you can see that I have both a Facebook and a Twitter that is connected to my buffer. The next thing that I want you to do before we move on into how to schedule your post, I want you to go ahead and open a new tab and go to google.com. I'm going to show you how to add the buffer extension to Google Chrome. So if you search for buffer extension, you'll notice there is a install the buffer Chrome extension link. Go ahead and click on that. And then click on the install the Chrome extension button. What this is going to be installing this to Google Chrome. You want to go ahead and click add, and that'll install into your application. You'll see that the pop-up was added to the top left. It says buffer has been added to Chrome. You'll see this little image here that tells you that buffer has been added to Chrome. Now that you have your buffer account set up and you've already connected your social media sites, the first thing I want to show you is how to add a post to buffer manually. There are many ways you can add posts to buffer to get scheduled, but the most common and easy way is to manually add it. So up at the top, you'll see this box, what do you want to share? Here you can start typing. So I'm gonna post about the meeting we're having tomorrow night here in Dallas. So you'll notice I added my text, and then this picture button, camera button, you'll want to click on and you can add a photo. Please note that you can only add one picture to buffer. So I'm going to go ahead and it'll go into my desktop. That's where I have my file saved. Go ahead and go into wherever you have your file saved, and I'm going to click on open. What that's going to do is attach that picture to this post. So you can type whatever you want. One thing to make note of also is you cannot tag anybody from Facebook, but you can type in their names. So no tagging, one photo only. You'll also notice at the top here, the picture is Facebook. If I wanted to add this to Twitter also, I can choose Twitter by clicking on it or unclicking it, and it'll only be Facebook. So you have that option. So this is how people are posting the same post to multiple social media sites without having to do it over and over again. So now that I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and just click on Add Queue. But do know that in this drop down, you have a few options: Share Next, Share Now, or Schedule Post. For right now, I'm just going to say Add to my queue. We'll come back to those other options. So what this is doing is getting added to my queue. If you'll notice, my queue before had 5 and now it has 6. If I scroll down, it's going to go to the very bottom. You see here it is, and you'll notice that it says no time. We'll come back to how to add those times and get those scheduled. But for me personally, what I like to do is get my queue built up and then decide when I'm going to post what. But feel free to do it how you like. You can post and schedule at the same time, or get them all queued up and then schedule later. So that's how to add it manually. So pretty straightforward. Remember, you just go to the top, type what you want, add a picture or not, and then add to your queue. Probably my favorite and most easy way to post a buffer is whenever I see somebody post something that I like, another ambassador, or maybe it's the Plexus Worldwide Facebook, I want to share what they're posting without using the share function. So I can do that from Facebook. Remember, we added that Chrome extension. Here's where we're going to get some shortcuts. So I'm going to switch over into some of the things I had saved. So let me go ahead and go into, let me pick, let's see, I'm going to log into my Facebook real quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and just type in one of the our fellow ambassadors. So let me just go with Jody Anderson. So Jody always has really good posts. So I can scroll through her posts and see if there's something I'd like to post off of her page. Now it can be Jody, it can be anybody else, but you have that capability to post from someone else's page. So let me find one that'll work good for us. So I see this post here where she's posting about magnesium. I think this is a great post, and maybe I want to buffer this post. What you can see at the top is there's a buffer link in her post. This is going to be basically a shortcut. Also, if I scroll down within that post, there's also a buffer here. So if I click on buffer, what it's going to do is take her picture and her text and put it into this composer for me. Now, yes, I want to borrow what Jody was posting in here, but I may not want to copy word for word what she's saying. So you'll notice you can scroll here through the actual post and you can modify it. So if I want to scroll all the way to the top, I might want to change the first few sentences and not have exactly what Jody said. So I said I would learn something new every day about these amazing products. And then I may want to go ahead and continue with the rest of the testimony or the rest of the text that this is actually quoted from Kim Pollock. So I have it all set. Again, I've got my picture, I've got my text, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on Add to Queue. It'll tell you it's adding to your buffer. Once it goes away, you know you're saved. So let's go back to buffer. Now you'll notice I have 7. If I scroll down to the bottom, this is the post that we actually just added. So maybe you see it in there, you want to edit it, you don't like exactly what you have. If you just click on the edit button here at the bottom, it'll open that box up for you and you can go in and change any of the text you'd like. And hit save. Also, you have the capability to delete. So once you get something into buffer, maybe you don't want to use it anymore, you can go in and delete it. So clicking on the bottom, and again, if you noticed, if I was out of that box, those options weren't available. But when I hovered into that box, the delete and edit, move to the top, and share now are actually available. So I'm going to go ahead and click delete. It's asking me, am I sure I want to delete it? Yes, I'm sure. Delete. So it's deleting. So now I only have 6. Another great way to use the buffer extension that we added to Google Chrome is if you're online and you see an article you like off of a website, you can actually buffer from that site. So I found this article here that was talking about how to heal leaky gut, and I thought it was a great article and I wanted to share on my Facebook. So if I actually go to the top and click on the buffer extension that we added, this will actually go into my buffer. So you see the article that was added, it takes the link, and then I can go and change the text that I'd like. So add what you'd like and then add to queue. So you have, again, your link with your article and you're adding it to your queue. So this is how to add from the internet without using Facebook, without adding manually, and it's a great tool. So now if I go back to my buffer, again, I've got 7 now, and I scroll down, you'll notice that I now have this article that is buffered. So now the good part, how do we get scheduled? So at the top, you'll notice we've got a content tab analytics, schedule, and settings. So I'm going to go ahead and click on schedule. And you'll notice that I don't have mine set up for any particular day, but you could, if you decided on every Monday you wanted to post at 8 a.m., every Tuesday at maybe 10, Wednesday, 11, or you could post at the exact same time every single day. You could do that. For me, I personally like to schedule each post at a different time every single day, and I do that manually, but that's just a personal preference of mine. So if you wanted to choose Monday through Sunday at a time, let's just say we wanted to pick 8:06 p.m. I'm going to add that as the posting time. So that means every day at 8:06 p.m. I'm going to post. You can add more than one. It looks like I had another one set up in there from at 11:58 a.m. I could take that off. So what it's going to do is if you have a time set on the content, it'll just go from the top to bottom of what post it's going to, or what post you have queued to your schedule. So for me, I don't care to post like that, but that's up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and delete. Now maybe you want to say only Saturday and Sunday you want to post at the exact same time. Maybe you want to post at 11:59 a.m. or you want another one to post at 4 p.m. You can pick that. So when I add this, what this means is the blue are the days that it's going to post. So every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to post at 11:59 a.m., 4 a.m., and then I'm going to delete that one. So that's what it would do. So if you go and click on Monday and you make that blue, then you have Monday, Saturday, and Sunday are going to use that time. So that's just a personal preference for me. I don't like to use it. What I do like to do is schedule each of my posts. So again, personal preference. I'm going to go back to my content. And what I like to do is look at each of my posts and decide when I want to post that. And based on what I'm posting, may want to be an early morning post. Obviously, if I'm posting something that's talking about a Monday morning, you want to post that and schedule that on a Monday morning. So this one here, I'm just going to go ahead and pick a random time. For me, I don't like them to be at one single time every single day, so I can catch different audience. So I'm going to go ahead, if you notice on the no time, if you hover over it and click on switch to custom time, it'll give you a calendar. So I'm going to go ahead and let's just say that's going to post I want to post at Monday, and it'll default to the current time. So change it to what you'd like. So I want this one to post at about 3:35, but you can change that to whatever you'd like. And then click set. What that's going to do is it's going to move it to the bottom. See, at the top it says no scheduled day or times, but if I scroll down now, it says tomorrow I'm going to post this, and if I scroll a little bit further, at 3:35 p.m. So that's how to schedule one. So let's go back and let me just pick another one on when I'm going to post. So this one here, I can again click, hover over the no time, switch to custom time, and pick when I want to post that. I'm going to choose Tuesday. I'm going to go with about 2:30 on this one. Maybe I can catch some carpoolers. Hit set. And then now at the bottom I've got, you see the one I have for tomorrow, and then Monday or Tuesday, May 19th at 2:30 p.m. So it's that easy to go ahead and get scheduled. Again, you can have 10 posts queued up. So it's not that big of a deal if you aren't using the scheduler and scheduling each post individually. Now, one of the things I do like is if I had just, for example, remember I took that post from Jody off of her Facebook and I didn't want to schedule it, I want to share it now, I have that capability. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So the one I'm going to share now is actually the post about the Garland event. So when I hover over it, I do have my options on the bottom: delete, edit, move to the top, or share now. I'm going to go ahead and click on share now. and it's going to make sure I don't want to edit it. Everything looks good for me, so I'm going to click share. Now that took it away from my post. Now if I log into my Facebook and I go to my profile, you'll notice that I just shared this just now, and it does show buffer, and I know some of you guys are concerned that it shows that, but I've never had somebody come to me and say, well, I noticed your posts are scheduled, so I don't think that's too big of a deal. And then if you want to change the privacy, you can change that. I'm going to go ahead and change this to public so everybody can see that. So that's how to use the share now function. Let's get back over to buffer. So the last thing I wanted to show you, that was the content and the scheduling tab. We do have some analytics, but they're kind of limited in the free trial version. So on analytics, what it shows you are your recent posts. It'll show you how many likes you have and how many comments on each post. So if we just scroll in, you can see some of them have none, and that's okay. Where Friday my post had 3. So it's a good gauge where you can see everything all at once on what kind of posts are getting the most hits and what times. So use that to your benefit. That was all I wanted to cover today. I know it's a bit of an abbreviated version, but if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help in any way I can. I hope you found that this was helpful. So go team and go Plexus.